Hi everyone, this is a video of the midterm answers, but just questions 1 through 14, which you should have done yesterday. So question 1 is an angle bisector. You can see that I put my compass right here where I'm drawing the red dot, and then I drew this first arc, and then from the points of intersection of that arc, here and here, and we're going to do another angle bisector down at the bottom of the page, I put my compass then on the points where that arc intersected the sides of the angle, and I made 2 more arcs, and then I just connected those 2 points to draw the angle bisector. 2 is a perpendicular bisector. Remember, that's my favorite one, because all you have to do is you put your compass on one of the endpoints, you open it more than halfway and draw an arc. With the same setting, you move it over to the other endpoint and draw an arc, and then you connect those 2 points of intersection to draw the perpendicular bisector. And the last one is just copy an angle. So the angle on the left is the original angle, and the one on the right, I draw that first ray right there, and then I go to the angle on the left that I'm trying to copy, and I draw that arc that I just did in purple, and then I come to the angle where I'm trying to copy it, and I draw the same arc, and then I go and I measure the span. So I put my compass on this red dot, and then I open it up till I can see that point of intersection, and then I come here to the angle I'm trying to copy, and I draw that arc. Okay, if you go to Math Open Ref, then all these constructions are done for you. I'm on my iPad, so I've done them already. I can't really do them for you because I don't have a compass on the iPad. 4 is an equilateral triangle, which is pretty easy to do. I just put my compass, where I'm putting this red dot right here. I open it up to the length of the other side, so basically I'm measuring the side with my compass, and then I go back to the point on the left, and I draw an arc up top, and then I go to the point on the right, and I draw an arc with the same setting, and then I connect those points. So basically all sides are congruent to each other. Number 5, that's an altitude right here, because basically I put my compass on point C, and I drew an arc here and here, and then from those 2 points I drew these arcs down below, and then I connected it. So basically I was drawing a line that was perpendicular. So this is perpendicular right there, and an altitude is perpendicular to the base. 6, I'm going to draw a perpendicular bisector, which I explained up top. So I put my compass, let me just get a different color, I'm going to get green right here. I put my compass on the left on this green point, and I open it more than halfway, and I drew that first arc. And then at the same setting, I go to the right, and I draw that arc, and then I connect the 2 points of intersection. 7, I am bisecting angle C right here. So I put my compass on C, and I drew that first arc, and then where that arc touches the sides of the angle, where I'm drawing the green dot right here, I draw an arc, and on the other side where it touched the angle, where I drew the green point, I drew an arc, and then I connect them. So basically I've bisected angle C. 9, I want to construct a square. So the first thing I do is I draw the diameter of the circle, and then all I'm doing is the perpendicular bisector. So I'm doing the perpendicular bisector of the diameter of the circle. So I put my compass, I'll get a color here, I'm going to make a purple dot. So I put my compass here, I open it more than halfway, and I draw an arc. I come over here to this side, same setting, and I draw that other red arc, and then I connect them. And where the diameter touches the circle and where the perpendicular bisector touches the circle, so basically those 4 purple points, you're connecting those. All right, and then let me scroll down here because I already did these. I just couldn't do the construction. 10 wants to know what's the distance from point 2, -3 to 5, 7. So I have my distance formula right there highlighted in green, and you can see I have x1, y1, x2, y2 labeled, and I just do x2 minus x1, 5 minus 2 squared, and then I do the same thing with the y, 7 minus -3 squared. That comes up to radical 109. I'm going to leave it as a radical unless they tell me how to round it off. I leave it exactly the way it is. 11 wants me to find the midpoint. So the midpoint is the point in the middle. I add the x's and I divide by 2, and I add the y's and I divide by 2. So my midpoint is -4, 2. 12, I want to know which equation is perpendicular to y equals x minus 2, and that passes through the point 2, -1. So anytime I do equation of a line, that's highlighted in green right there. All right, I need two things. I need a point and I need a slope. So the point is 2, -1. All right, let me highlight that in yellow right here. That's the point. I need the slope. So they told me it's perpendicular to this line that I just highlighted in yellow. Perpendicular lines, the slopes are negative reciprocals. Well, the slope of the line y equals x minus 2 is 1. So the perpendicular slope is -1. So all I'm doing is I'm using that perpendicular slope, -1, and I'm using the point 2, -1, and I plug it into my equation. So that I'll highlight in orange. That's right here. Okay, I plugged in my slope, -1, and I plugged in my point, 2, -1. Now, those answers don't look like any of the answers I have up above, so I do have to distribute. So -1 times x is -1x, -1 times -2 is +2, and then to get y by itself, I subtract 1. So it's choice B. In the above example, so same example, what equation represents a line that's parallel? Well, parallel lines have the same slope, so I'm going to take a slope of 1 and the same point, 2, -1, and I plug it in, and then my answer would be y equals x minus 3, which was choice C. 13, I want the equation of the perpendicular bisector. So equation of a line, y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. I need, anytime I write an equation, I need two things, a slope and a point. Well, the slope is going to be perpendicular, all right? So I'm going to take the points A and B, -2, 5, and -6, -1, and I'm going to find the slope. -1 minus 5 equal over -6 minus -2. Okay, well, that comes out to 3/2. And then I have to do the negative reciprocal, so that's -2/3. So that has highlighted in green right there. And it's also perpendicular, it's also a bisector. So I got the perpendicular part, found the slope, and did the negative reciprocal, that's -2/3. And it's a bisector, that's the point in the middle. So I found the midpoint of AB. I added the x's, divided by 2, and I added the y's, and I divided by 2. So I'm going to take that midpoint, and I'm going to take that slope, and I'm going to find the equation of the line, and I'll highlight that in green for you right here. 14, I want to find the distance. Anytime it asks for distance or length, you're using your distance formula. Okay, so x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And I just plug that in, and I got radical 50, and I simplified the radical 50. So radical 50 simplifies to radical 25 times radical 2, and radical 25 is a perfect square. It equals 5. And I will do the answers for the next section and post that as a different video.